What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? Boys here, welcome back to another video here on the channel and, well, another live stream. The bad singing, dude, I don't care. Is that, I don't know, my camera just, it took a little bit to turn on. I couldn't get the frame right, so I had to put this thing at the back, and well, my music, yeah, my music is my music. But well, let's talk about this game. Let me just change this a little bit. Let me put this at the start where I wanted to see your comments. I want to see your comments. And most importantly, I have to change the title. Because this game finished so fast. I don't know. I always think that the time between here and when we actually have to start the game is so freaking fast. But well, just 2 more seconds and we'll start with this thing. Rayo Vallecano. So start leaving your questions, of course. How are you doing? I certainly believe that this game was good, was kind of like what I envisioned. I was excited to see every single player get their chance, or most of them by that manner. In the case of Coutinho, yeah, Coutinho is done. I don't know if done at Barcelona because he still is an amazing player, but the main thing is that he just not take his chances the way that he needs to, you know? He really doesn't. He just touches the ball. He never really runs at defenders. He doesn't connect or link and doesn't seem to understand what other people are doing. He looks like this ghost in the middle of the pitch, and it's not something I really like to see from him, because in Liverpool he was amazing. In Liverpool, because that's where he was amazing. I don't believe that at Espanyol or Inter he was that good. But this final thing was review. Okay, so we are done with this, and we can finally get on with the match preview, which is bothering me because of this internet. Yeah, it's done. Okay, so your questions, where are they? I need to put them here. Okay, here they are. Perfect. Shout out, please, says J Primo. Shout out. I guess that's what you want. But I'm gonna start further up because there's some of you that have written some really good paragraphs, and I want to say so. We got Sam M. I'm gonna say Sam Key, or perhaps Sam Ke. I don't know. He says, I feel bad for Coutinho. He's just a victim in this Valverde system. The overall Barca system. He cannot show his skills, and I totally make sense why. Yeah, I really do agree with that. When we bought him, he was placed to play in that midfield. And the thing is that then we shifted a left winger. He lost his confidence. He came back in. He doesn't seem to settle in the right position. And I just don't see where he actually fits, you know? I don't see where Coutinho is going to remain. Where can he settle down and lock down a position? I don't see that in Coutinho right now. I really don't. So I'm very worried that we're going to have to sell him to make some money. I do believe this, that if Coutinho doesn't get a place by the end of the season, we will probably need to sell him, because he's going to give us a lot of money to bring people like Luka Jovic and people like Matthijs de Ligt. So I think that's what we need. And Coutinho, of course, could have been good, but if we already have Frankie de Jong, if we are going to keep Rakitic perhaps, and if we are going to bring in then somebody else, there's not going to be space for someone like Coutinho. And that will open up space for people like Malcolm, who are actually a winger, and people like then Carles Aleñá, Ricky Puig, to get more minutes in the first team. And that's what I want to see, and I believe that's also what you want to see. What else? We got Paul Young saying Coutinho needs to leave. He's so bad. Why is he getting more minutes than Malcolm? How is he even getting to the squad? The thing is that right now, Valverde, his mission is to find him a place, because he's a player that we've spent so much money in, and a player which just has a big name. And that's what happens when you make big money moves. People like Malcolm suffer. Players that are not yet at that level, that stature of quality, then they suffer. That's what happens. So Coutinho is just playing based on on the person he is, on the player he is, and that's not good enough. I'm gonna use an example. For instance, let's imagine we were at Real Madrid and Isco was in this situation. Isco is not playing despite of his name. So I guess that's good that Solari is doing that, but Valverde is not. And that's something that I would like Valverde to do more. Do not play players just because of his name. Play them because of if they're playing good, you know, based on their performances. That's what I want to see. So many people are talking about Coutinho. So many people are talking about Coutinho. And And yeah, like Oscar de la Cruz, thoughts on Arthur being subbed on at halftime. I believe that could be because we want him to rest a little bit for the game against Lyon, perhaps. I don't really see the reason why Valverde took him out, because in reality, he was the only guy letting the ball progress through our midfield. He was the only player doing that. So I do not back up Valverde in this one. But if it was for resting him, then job done, because he played 45 minutes, he got into the stride of playing again, and then he got subbed off and is going to rest a little bit more until that game against Lyon, where he most likely will play those full 90 minutes. So that for me should be good. AJ19 says, should we sell Coutinho to buy the leaked? Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I say. That's what really what I mean. The money, the value of Coutinho is still there, but if he doesn't find himself in the right position, then his value is going to go down. So I don't want that to happen. But I see that a lot of your main talking points are about Coutinho and about that Lyon game. So I'm going to answer some of those later on. But now I actually do want to focus a little bit more on the game. This game, Barcelona started, I believe, pretty good. We started with the right foot. We started with the right mentality. And the things that I wanted to basically analyze here, I just wanted to see a Barcelona team with good attitude. And that's what we show. And that's what we want to show also for Lyon. I believe that this was a good way that we can kind of portray what's going to happen with Lyon, except for the midfield, because of course we're going to have different changes in there. Rakitic is going to play from the get-go, and Arthur's going to be there. The moment where there was no Rakitic and no Arthur, our midfield looked really bad. But when we saw Arthur and either Arthur or Rakitic, our midfield was great. So I believe that's what we're going to see. That's the Barcelona we're going to see against Lyon. But all of the other like phases of the game, be it the defending, be it the attack, be it the Ter Stegen, the goalkeeper, be it the substitutions, be it the attitude, all of that, I believe today it was good. Apart from that part in the midfield, because we were really slow. But credit due also to Rayo Vallecano, because they knew how to contain us defensively. They put many bodies into the area. If you don't have a good collective unit, just do one thing. Put as many bodies as you can to stop a goal from going in. And that's what Rayo Vallecano did. That's what they did. And good on them. Good on Rayo Vallecano. And then they got a counter-attack. Raúl de Tomás or RDT. Really, if you got free names, do not put your initials at the back of the shirt. It looks horrible. Did you see RDT? Are you kidding me? Who do you think you are? You're not like Robin Van Persie. You just can't do that. No, you cannot do that. That looks so bad. RDT. It looks so bad. Like, I guess imagine the young coming to Barcelona and getting FDJ. No. That doesn't make any sense. Just put De Tomás or put Raúl. Do not put Raúl de Tomás. But also, credit to Raúl de Tomás for RDT. He did score a good goal, getting past Nelson Semedo, getting past Gerard Piqué, and making look Samuel Umtiti also all equally as humiliating, because he got a pretty good goal. That's a goal of like a very, your typical stocky, complete number 9. I'm thinking of people like Diego Costa. I'm thinking of people like a Robert Lewandowski. Those players are just like, boop, moving a little bit of the ball, getting the right angle, and then boom, into the straight of the net, back into the straight of net. I mean, like, you go to math class with Raúl de Tomás, you can go like, look, he knows more about angles than Isosceles, or more than like, who else? I don't know. Isosceles is the one about angles, right? No, Pythagoras as well. Yeah, get your math right, kids. Get your mouth right. Your math, not your mouth. Maybe I like mouth. What else do we have on here? We got Sam saying once again, he is really putting on those paragraphs, and I rate you for that. So many people just go like, oh, I don't like this, but you actually like, you really at least develop your thinking. Sam says he's a playmaker and he cannot do that since Messi has the ball the whole time. He isn't getting the ball at the right time and can't shoot. The players aren't making space for him but only Messi. That's a real good point. Coutinho is not a player that can do much without the ball. And that's when Barcelona comes in. That's where the DNA comes from, because most of our players do that, It's a simple, I'm going to do a really shit example, but it's really out there. If you play FIFA, you go to your, for instance, Arthur. You see the hexagon where the stats are. If they don't have anything on defending, they are a playmaker, like say center midfielder, they shouldn't come to Barcelona, because that means it's just a really good way to display FIFA, honestly. That they don't track back much, that they don't cover much ground, that they don't run, that they don't do things, they don't cover too much distance. Coutinho that. He doesn't do that. Coutinho is not that person. Coutinho gets the ball, and then when he passes it, he does nothing because he cannot do any else. I'm looking into a little bit more players like Kevin De Bruyne, people like Christian Eriksen. Those players are a little bit more complete in the midfield when they're not only good going forward, but they can also sit a little bit back. People that play at Barcelona, they need to have that ability to work with and without the ball. And Coutinho right now, he doesn't have that because like Samke says all the time, Messi's having the ball and not Coutinho. That's why Coutinho was good for Liverpool, because he was that Messi best player in the midfield for them, because, well, they had players that covered all the ground, they did all the different things, and he was the player 100% having the ball all the time. And here we got another guy called Lionel Messi. So it's facts. It's facts. Yeah, I'm gonna say like Dave B, it's facts. Very good job, Samke. Very, very, very good job. We got James Coffey saying Code, or Messi, Coutinho, Dembele, and Suarez, or Code Mes. I don't know. Code Mes, yeah, let's say that. Coutinho, Dembele, Messi, Suarez. I believe that could work because we could play a 4-2-3-1. But the thing is that when we do that and we start all of those 4 players, our midfield doesn't have that balance when it comes to defending. Rakitic can play there, but Busquets, that's the problem. Busquets doesn't have the legs to do as much work as if we were going to play with only 2 holding midfielders. We did that before against, is it Sevilla where we played that? We played a little bit as a 4-2-3-1, which I liked, but it was risky. It's risky because if we have Busquets there, Busquets cannot go like to one side of the flank and then to the other and run and keep going that way, sideways. He cannot do that. He doesn't have the legs. If we were going to play someone like Vidal and Rakitic, perfectly fine. Vidal and Rakitic can do that, or Arthur and Rakitic can do that. But yet again, I don't know how much Valverde wants to do that because he's a more pragmatic player. So, manager, sorry. And yeah, it's up to him. 4-2-3-1 is a formation I would like Barcelona to play or to try out because it allowed us to include Messi, Coutinho, Suarez, and Dembele. But defensively, it's not really going to work. It's not really going to work. And yeah, like, what else about the game? We got other questions saying, Bar Van de Pol saying, what about Alex Moreno to be a backup for Jordi Alba? He's fast, played decent. He really did. He also played really, really well, I believe. But the thing is that he just comes from Rayo Vallecano. I don't know his trajectory that much. I can look into it. But I would like somebody who's a little bit more at that stage. And I believe, I don't know. I'm not trying to say that I don't know Alex Moreno, but I would like someone a little bit more like a Ferland Mendy, like Junior Firpo, like, not even Junior Firpo. I believe he's like in the lower ages of that. Maybe even someone like, who's a good left back? Alex Grimaldo, he's doing well at Benfica, I guess. Alex Telles at Porto, but he's going to cost like a kidney. He's really, really going to go for a lot of money. There are a lot of different players that can tackle, but Alex Moreno, I don't know. I'm going to look a little bit more into it, and I'll tell you for the next video. I'm going to really, really tell you. Yeah, Lyon tied today. They tied 2-2 against Strasbourg. Thanks to say that, Swami. Thanks for saying that as well, reminding me. I'm going to look also which players play for Lyon, because that's important. If they rested players, do you know, can somebody look up if Olympique de Lyon rested players? Can somebody look up? I want to see if they rested players. But in the game, that's one thing, rested players. Let's talk about that. Valverde, did he do the right thing by not resting players? I guess that he did, because it gives continuity to a team and it really allows us to get into the game and just continue from what we're building on this one. And that's good. That's a very good consistency kind of like trademark that every manager kind of follows when it comes to big games. You either do that or you either rest. And since the Champions League is such an important game, I guess that he did the right decision. I'm not really too mad for not seeing players being rested, but I do want them to rest sometime, because I believe that against Lyon, 90% Messi and an 80% Luis Suarez are good enough. But against Bayern Munich, against Manchester City, against Manchester United even, we're going to need them at their best. So that is something which I would like to see Valverde to try out. I don't know. I don't quite recall which is the next game in La Liga. The next game in La Liga, I'm going to look that up just quickly. Barcelona fixtures, because that is also very important, the next game in La Liga. Is Real Betis, and then we got Espanyol, Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, Huesca. I believe the game at Huesca could be the one we could rest, but that's away from home, so I don't really know. Against Espanyol, it's a derby. You cannot really do that. And Real Betis, the same. So this was really the game to rest players and not later on, because we're going to get quarterfinals. We're going to get those crucial matches away. And there are not too many gaps for us to rest those players. So I think this really was the time. People say Lyon rotated. People say Lyon rotated. One says Lyon didn't rest that much. So tell me. You seem you need to get your act together. Half of you are saying Lyon rotated. Half of you are saying that they didn't. So I don't know which one is it. Mula is saying, personally, I think what is killing the Barcelona system is not Valverde, but is the player that Messi has become. So we need to restructure the team in a way that accommodates the new Messi. That's a good way of putting it, but I believe that the squad that we have right now, they are still capable of playing alongside someone like Messi. So I don't really see it much as a problem. And yes, we do need to accommodate someone like him. The main problem is with me is that Messi he plays kind of like a midfielder, but also as a center forward, not really as a striker, not really as a right winger. So our team has really become asymmetrical, and there's not a clear way to get it working, because Messi floats around the whole time, and the only way would be to have a player that does the same. Suarez can't do that because he can shift to the left whenever Messi goes a little bit centrally, or then Coutinho moves to the left, or Dembélé whenever Messi wants to come into that creation middle of the park, you know. So it's those things that change Barcelona and the way they play. But it's really hard. It's really hard to find players to play with Messi. That is a really, really good point, actually. So thank you. Really, really good point. Samke saying, Samke, my God, man, you are the God. The God of the comments. Lyon rested Depay, Fekir, and Ndombele. So yeah, Fekir and Depay are the ones that worry me. Ndombele can run that midfield, so I don't know. Timo Werner for the striker that changes, very good. And Fekir, Depay, and Ndombele, Aurar. Yeah, they are players which really worries me. So yeah, they rotated pretty much. They really rotated. So we'll have to be careful, because it means that they're going to be at 100%. And they want this. Probably Lyon are as motivated as Ajax were going to the Bernabeu. And they should be, because they got a pretty decent team and they got a pretty decent chance. Because right now it's 50-50. Honestly, there is a little bit more chance for Lyon. If they score one goal, we are a little bit more trouble. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully be confident for that game against Lyon. And what else in this game? Suarez got the goal. Back again, very good one. We saw a goal from the other one, Lionel Messi from penalty. And the first one, I always forget. I get like my short memory so bad. Let me think. The first goal was scored by Gerard Piqué. I'm going to talk about that goal, actually, because that goal, what are Rayo Vallecano doing? They defended pretty good and they contained themselves for 30-40 minutes. And then came Gerard Piqué, and just nobody was marking him. Absolutely nobody was marking Gerard Piqué. So good one on him. And I believe that it's not hard to miss him. He's the biggest guy in Barcelona. He was so open. He was really so open. And that was one thing that I also noticed. Our set pieces in this game were a little bit more, not let's say like, directly free kicks, but are indirect free kicks, which are not indirect, but the ones that you cannot directly take the shot into the goal, the ones which are a little bit further back. Those free kicks were really good for Barcelona. We always managed to create something out of it. And if not, someone was moving in the box, allowing the ball to come through, and there were many chances where somebody could pop in and score a goal. There were really a lot of chances we could have gotten goals from set pieces, and that is something Barcelona should take into account for the Champions League, because set pieces can help you a lot. Most of the time, last minute goals come from set pieces, so we need to have something like that in our books. We need to have that as a plan B. And having set pieces, if we're improving on that as well, I'm happy. I'm all for it. There was one set piece that bothered me, and it was the last one, where Malcolm just came in, and it was Messi taking the free kick, and Suarez was standing next to him, and Malcolm just like slowly walked behind them, and slowly walked, and there was Rakitic between the wall and the goalkeeper. Rakitic was with another Rayo Vallecano player. So Malcolm could have easily just walked right into the box, have no players marking him, and he would have like an easiest goal in the life of set pieces. And Malcolm knew that because he was walking so slowly. Did you notice that? He was walking so slowly to say like to Messi, hey Messi, notice me. And Malcolm should have been a little bit less shy, go to Messi and be like, Messi, here, open, pass me the ball. Because he was so open. He was so open, onside, he could have gotten a shot, and I was so bothered that Messi didn't see him. Because, oh, it would have been such a good goal. You know, those goals like in FIFA that you can just move the camera, see your player there, press X, pass the ball to him, and then just score like the easiest goal ever. That would have been the last goal, and it would have been very funny. It would have been very funny. We got Sami El Kouaye saying, what's your prediction for a Champions League game, win or lose? I'm going to talk about that. Remind me afterwards in a little bit, kind of like in around 5 minutes. Remind me in 5 minutes. What else do we have to do today? Let me see. Let me keep reading some of your questions. We got Mula, I already read yours. You're saying that Barcelona didn't get too much in intensity, and it was kind of like a training for the Lyon game. I do agree on that. It's about keeping that consistency and working towards it for the future, and certainly for the game against Lyon. AJ19 saying, would you start Lenglet or Umtiti in the next match? I'm guessing that Samuel Umtiti, really. Although Lenglet has had that consistency, I don't see that much difference in either starting Umtiti or Lenglet. Definitely, Lenglet for me right now is higher up than Umtiti, but Umtiti, if we get him back working well, he's like right now much better than Lenglet, you know? So I'll say that Umtiti because he needs to start getting into the fast-paced games, you know? Or at least work Lenglet in this one and then get Samuel Umtiti more consistently because we got hard matches coming up next, like Atletico Madrid, like Villarreal, Real Betis. I already mentioned them before. We got Oscar de la Cruz saying, we should buy a left winger to replace Suarez, push Messi into the middle as a center forward and Dembélé and the left winger on either side. That could work, but the problem is that number 9s in this game bring you a lot. What we saw with Pep Guardiola was very unique. And even with Guardiola, we had number 9s. Number 9s just give it, I said it in my previous as well, give you that extra body just to make the defenders work a little bit harder. And with a false 9, you just really lose that. We take a look at the Chelsea from Maurizio Sarri when Hazard was playing as a center forward. And they didn't have that ability to easily get the ball work the ball into the area. They couldn't do that. Most of the time, it was just like crosses that doesn't make sense because you don't have a number 9. It's really hard when you don't have a number 9 to work into the area, even though people believe that a center forward gives you a lot of like connecting and links between the midfield and the forward line. It's not as easy. It's really not as easy. So I do believe that we should, if you say buy a left winger, we already got one. We already got Dembélé, and the right winger can be Malcolm. But I still want to have a number 9. A number 9 can help you out of games. And even if you have one on the bench, it's very good. Number 9s are very important in football. They really are. We got coming now. Animesh Kumar saying, do you think we should swap Coutinho plus 80 million for Mbappe? He can play as a winger as well as Luis Suarez replacement. And I guess he's the only one in the world who can replace Messi. Yeah, I mean, it could be a good move. But PSG won't negotiate with us. PSG hate us. It's like, imagine like an ex-girlfriend or something like that, you know, that you just hate, you just ended a bad relationship with. You're never gonna ask them for something. Barcelona won't do that. That's why we're renegotiating for Rabiot, because he was going out on a free. And even when Barcelona were negotiating with Rabiot on a free, they made it impossible for us to get it. So I don't see it happening. I don't really see it happening. Mbappe, for me, is going to stay in the PSG 1-2 more years, and then probably see him going to Real Madrid or somewhere, or unless Nasser El Khelaïfi and them are like kicked out of PSG, which I don't see that happening either. Shiri Michael saying, Lyon showed a lapse in concentration. They were winning 2-0. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. They were winning 2-0 and lost the lead. I guess that's when we, Barcelona, can hurt them. Even though Lyon can put a very good game, they're not going to continue like that for 90 minutes. So Barcelona should look at those gaps, at those moments where we can strike. Even when, of course, if Lyon are leading. If we are leading, then let's continue like it for 90 minutes. Because we can do it, Lyon can't. Messi 10, best midfield to play against Lyon. Best midfield to play against Lyon, Arthur, Rakitic, Busquets. Best midfield. And that's probably the best midfield we have currently, not just to play Lyon. We got Shiret Bat saying, this always going forward, Alba and Dembele on the wing, Suarez up front, and Messi behind Suarez. Yeah, that's exactly what we are doing right now. Camera is gone again. Oh, fuck's sake. It's always dying. Yeah, wait a minute. It's turned on on my side. My camera, yeah, I have to change it. I always forget. I'm gonna take this time to drink my water. But well, anything else I should mention against the game against Rayo Vallecano? Because of course this is the post-match analysis of that. Anything else I want to mention? I mean, I think we did good resting the players, especially with Busquets, Arthur. Valverde is managing these games when we need to rest like one game before. He does that well. He really does that well. He manages to give enough load to each single player, and it works. His substitutions have impact. Like Rakitic came in, boom, bang, one goal. He created an assisted one. So good job, good on Rakitic, and good on Valverde as well. And that's what I wanted to see, because our way of thinking. Yeah, I know the camera. Is it gone again? No. The thing is that I'm seeing our like the fans, the way that we're responding today is much better than what we were gonna do if we had a bad game. So I believe that's what we had to do today. That was the objective. The objective was for Barcelona to get the fans going, to get the atmosphere having a great mood. And now we're seeing that. So now I'm happy that we're gonna slot right into that Olympique Lyon game and hopefully get a result. Hopefully we're gonna get a result. And I believe that we don't really have much things to mention in this game. I'm gonna say AJ19 says Barca has problem with breaking down teams who park the bus like today. What do you think? Yeah, that's really, really true. And the thing is that we don't have... Coutinho is a player that can do that, you know? Look into gaps between the two lines. Because Messi just does it constantly through the middle, and that's not always good. Coutinho can do that for the left, but I don't know what's Valverde telling him, but he's just sticking like too far back from the game, you know? Coutinho is like when you're scared, when you're like, I don't know, playing football for the very first time in your school, in the lunch break, and you're like nervous and you don't want to touch the ball. He's like looking on the outside and then waiting for like a chance where he doesn't make a mistake. And he shouldn't be doing that, because that's acting like a kid. That's acting like a youngster. Like, I don't know, like Mason Greenwood or Tahib Chong, the two kids that came into the Manchester United in that game against PSG. I mean, they didn't have that much impact because, of course, they're having their debut and they just want to see how everything goes. But Coutinho is far from that. Coutinho has already been in what, 4 or 5 clubs, has already been there with Liverpool in the Champions League before, come to Barcelona, had a very good season. Like, Coutinho, you've been in a World Cup. You do not need to act like that. Coutinho is acting like he's a small guy. And he may be, but footballistically speaking, he's not. So... time to get into it, you know, get back into stride. That's what Coutinho needs to do, to get back into stride. And I believe that now is actually time to, well, start racking a little bit up. Madrid are considering Seedorf as interim coach. Yeah, that's I also read that, and that makes no sense. Clarence Seedorf as Madrid coach? No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I can assure you. That's crazy. Is either gonna be Mourinho on Monday? People are saying Mourinho on Monday to Madrid, or who is the other one? Or Zidane. But Zidane won't come. Zidane is way too smart. He's way too smart. Priyanji Doloy. Sorry if I butcher your name. He says, although we didn't rotate much, we're playing Lyon at home, so no fatigue from trialing, so hopefully they get charged up and motivated. Yeah, that was the objective today, I believe, from Valverde. And well, with that question, I'm going to start, well, wrapping up this video. And I'm very happy that, well, Barcelona got the result today. And if we continue like this until that game in the 6th of April against Atletico Madrid, La Liga is going to be done. It's really going to be done. So I'm very happy, and guys, once again, if you enjoy this, please remember to drop us a like, leave us a subscribe. Live streams are really good for me and you. Doesn't take too much time of editing. I enjoy them. It's just like talking to someone in front of me. Way easier, really. And, well, with that being said, preview for the Champions League game against Lyon coming up on Monday. And I'm hoping that either tomorrow, if I have time, but tomorrow I won't be doing anything probably, because I have to finish this work for university, this project, or I have to edit a video, so it's fine, you know, expert on that. YouTuber here handing in a video, perfect. But it still takes time, you know? So I'm hopefully gonna do that. And if I have time, I want to do a live stream of me playing as Barcelona in the Champions League. What do you think? Playing in FIFA, having you guys like a really long live stream, and we just see if I can win the Champions League with Barcelona with this current squad. Not a career mode, you know, just the mode of the Champions League. Tell me if you would like to see that before the game, or probably even after the game against Lyon. I believe that after could be good, you know, after Lyon, and then we could see and predict who we get in the quarterfinals. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you want that. If you want that live stream of us playing FIFA, then tell me in the comment box down below. Leave us a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.